Two things. First off, the visuals are going to be really, really dark for some reason. I'll see if I can turn them up in the editor, but if I can't, I'm sorry. But also, I've done a few takes on this, so we're going to do this in a cons, mes, and pros order, so we can kind of, blast through this, because I have a lot of things I want to talk about, and I don't want this to go on for too long. Okay, let's go. Personally, I really love this game. I really do. It is one of my favorite games. It has nothing to do with the dinosaurs. Totally not. It's not that I like dinosaurs or anything. That's not a part of it. Shut up. But I really love this game. But there are a few cons to it that I should get out of the way real quick because, they're very few. So why not just get them out of the way, you know what I mean? Personally, a lot of my cons come down to the lack of variety. The map is very easy to traverse after you kind of get used to the map, because it's only one map you drop into every single game, so you're just going to get used to it, and eventually it's going to feel a little repetitive. Especially because you're going to find everything you can do, and it's all going to be repeats of the same different side missions, and the same different missions, which is something I was talking about as well. The mission variety, there are only 6 missions, which really sucks, because a lot of the missions they do have are really interesting, and I really like them. And their side missions, I do like them, and they're meant to be repetitive that you can kind of just do as you're on your way, but they are a little repetitive, so there's no reason to follow through the world. There's only one mission that's unique, and it's stuck in this one spot, and that's the only one I could find. Maybe there's more, but I don't know. Currently, there are only about 4 dinosaurs that you can choose from. They have their own variations, but there's only 4 dinosaurs that you can kill and maim and murder. Obviously the raptors, and obviously the T-Rex, but they also have an ankylosaurus and a styracosaurus, which I really hope they keep going down the path of showing different dinosaurs off, because there are a lot of cool dinosaurs, but they just never get shown off because they're not the most popular at the time. So I really hope they keep going down the path of showing off styracosaurus and different types of dinosaurs, so we can have more unique gameplay. The last con I want to talk about here is that the weapons and the characters feel very imbalanced. Some characters seem so much better than some of the others. Jurgen seems very weak, and this one lady, I forget what her name is, but basically the 2 sniper recon characters feel very weak compared to the other characters because they just have better guns and shit. And it's not in the way that it's not, usually you want them to be a little weaker in sources of effective damage, right? So these tanky characters are going to have these miniguns and do massive amounts of damage. That's fair. The thing is that I expect a sniper rifle to do a ton of critical damage and do a lot, and to be fair, I could be building into the wrong things with the upgrade system. That could be me. But it just feels like the sniper rifles and some of the other guns are just less useful than some of the other ones. And again, that could be my fault, I don't know. But I have played this game a bit. I think it just needs to be a little tweaked around, and that some characters and guns need to be buffed and, made a little bit more fun. In terms of meh, there's a few things that just kind of are okay. They don't mean much, and they just kind of exist, but the games, they're good, you know what I mean? They're not bad, they're not good, they're just something that happened. First off, the music, it exists. I think it's pretty good. It's not a pro per se, but it is a really good soundtrack. And the 5-star system is just okay. I don't even notice it half the time, and I'm just not too interested in it. And also the movement, this is in the Apex engine, so that means that it has sliding, but it's so unnecessary. And some movement is just, why? Sliding means nothing. Dodging, though, is really good. It's just that, stuff that's just, kind of getting from point A to point B is just, okay. But that's about it for the mes. The pros are up next, and I have a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. Personally, I find the combat really fun. I like putting my fucking J's on and just fucking hopping from side to side, dodging all these attacks from these big-ass fucking monsters. And, they're just really fucking fun. I love just burning away at this monster's fucking HP, and I like having the skill of using snipers, and a lot of the combat just feels fun. The only thing I can complain about with this is that the servers aren't quite ready, and they can kind of lag, and you can get behind if you're playing with friends. If you're playing alone, it is the most satisfying shit to pop a head off with with a sniper or something. It's so satisfying, and it's so fun to play with these guns and mess around with them. The variety of guns is really fun. Is really fun, and I just really enjoyed this combat. It's really refreshing to just have fun combat. Oh yeah, I was talking about my friends. Yeah, you could play this with friends. Isn't that a cool thing? You can play this game with fucking your buddies. You could go from being dwarves digging a hole to playing with your buddies killing dinosaurs. How cool is that? And like, it is a 3-player thing, so whoever is that like 4th guy in your squad that you just don't care for. Wait, that's me. You can just leave them out then. And the missions are also really fun. For the 6 missions they have, they are really unique and interesting. And I really like some of the parts are optional. Like killing the T-Rexes are optional because these are supposed to be giant walls of flesh that you just can't beat through unless you have a giant squad with you. I mean, you can't kill them with just like being solo, but it's just a pain in the ass. I like the side missions a lot. They are a good way of getting equipment and ammo packs and all that shit. Like the only gripe and reason I wouldn't like these too much is just because they can get a little repetitive. They have like 10, 15, somewhere in between that side missions, which is still a lot, don't get me wrong. But like eventually you've done them so many times that it just gets a little old. And especially for the very long ones that are just time-based, like you can't control the speed of them. That's the only gripe I have with them. Other than that, they're really creative, they're really fun. I really like trapping the raptors, and you can get a bonus for trapping the special raptors. Man, I like how I've been fucking around. Like, I've been trying to, like, talk normally, and then I think of, like, all these kind of funny things. And then just special raptors makes me, like, I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna put, like, am I gonna have to put my icon over one of these fucking raptors? Is that gonna be my joke? The contract system is very fun. I think it gives you a lot more interesting things to do when you're going back in. It gives a lot more replayability to the game. And like this is something I would really rather they don't change. It's really good, and I think giving it 24-hour time frame gives it a little bit more urgency to try and get them done. But also, like, it's 24 hours, so you have enough time to do them the next day as well. So I think these are very good, and it's a good way of keeping people engaged with it. The upgrade system is interesting, to say the least. So you can only have 10 upgrades. It's kind of like the class limit in Call of Duty, where you're kind of limited a bit, but it can make you a lot more unique with what your gun does. Which is why I could be wrong in a lot of these situations about the sniper being less than like good, because I buffed straight into crits because I was trying to play differently for once. I always play the heavy tanks, so I was trying to play like the critical assassin, and it just felt really weak to me. But back on topic, I think that it's a really cool idea, and I just wish they went a little bit more hard with it. Like a lot of these specialty, so like there are the baseline upgrades that are above, and then these bottom ones right here. Those are all of the like interesting ones, but like a lot of them can be copy and pasted depending on the guns, and I really hope that they change that and make it so they can be a lot more interesting and a lot more gun specific. And that's not to say that they don't have a lot of gun specific ones. It's just that like some of them have like overlap is what I mean. The abilities of these characters can be a little hit or miss. Like some of the ultimates seem so boring and just downright like why, but some of some of them are just like death laser from the fucking sky murdering shit, and that's fucking cool. And like some of these are just really cool. Currently my favorite is obviously the death fucking laser and the satchel charge from Jurgen. Those are my favorite abilities so far because like they're just cool. But like some of the other characters have some really cool ones. They have like fence post lady, and they have fucking, what's her name, that can just jump around and shit. And we also have critical point lady. They're just all really cool. And I only wish that like critical point lady could have a little bit more of a buff, because she seems a lot weaker than the other characters. The dinosaur designs are fan-fucking-tastic. If you have such good designs that people are using them in thumbnails for other dinosaur-related games, then you've done something right. And that's what this game has done. The T-Rex design is so good, and it's so iconic, and it's just beautiful. I fucking love it. And the designs of these fucking different types of raptors and shit are really cool. I especially like the Digger Raptors. Wait a minute. We're gonna have the Preston exposed video. Preston said the N-word. Oh my god, he's racist. But Digger for Dig Raptors. They look really interesting, and I like how they have like shells and shit that you have to get through. It's really cool. And I hate and love these ones. Their design is so cool. They remind me of the Mesmers from Subnautica, but I hate them so much because they fuck with me so bad. And the Anki and the Strachosaurus are very fun. They change up the combat a lot. It's very interesting, and I just wish their hitboxes felt a little bit more fair. A lot of their attacks and their abilities are very interesting, especially for the dinosaurs they're portraying. Like the Ankylosaurus is rolling around where you'd think it'd be a big lumbering tank. And these like raptors can teleport and burrow underground and do all this weird shit. And the Rex is more nimble and agile than you would expect, jumping all over the place and doing all these cool things to change up how the fight works. I just wish they added more dinosaurs to change up the fight a lot more differently than how these dinosaurs do it. Because currently there's about, like, if you count the different variants of raptors and big chungus dinosaurs, there's I think about 14, and that's just it. That's it. You're done. Which is a little bit of a shame because like these are very interesting, and I've been tipping my toes into it, but I'm gonna start giving reasons for how they could improve or why they should improve these aspects of the game. First off, the mission variety, they should definitely improve that. If they want people to keep playing the game, they gotta give more than just 6 missions to deal with, and keep a level of quality with them, because some of them are just, if you make some of them better than others, then it's just not going to be fun, because you're just going to be like, why would you play some of these other ones when the other one's just better, you know what I mean? So what I would say is add maybe like a dreadnought type mission as like a final boss type mission, where like big fucking sauropods are being born and you have to take out one of the mamas and just fucking take it down. That would be really cool and a very interesting way of playing this game. There's also, like, there's a lot more shit you can do with this, and I'm really excited to see what they do. That's also me just being a cop-out because I'm not very intelligent, and honestly, if you guys have any ideas for how they could add more missions and shit, leave it in the comments. I'm very interested to hear what you think they could do. For the weapons and, like, character progressions and all that shit, like, I'm not sure how to upgrade these characters and shit. I feel like Amari's like ability of getting a crit point, it should just be a passive. I feel like that should be something that's always active for big monsters or something, because it just feels so weak. Because like it's just like, why? Like that's all that's all you use it for anyway, is big monsters. But like, why does it have a cooldown? It feels so useless. Her ult's fine. I think that's fine. It just feels like her secondary ability is really useless. Again, that could just be my personal bias. I don't know. I'm not the best fucking game designer and all that. And weapons, I'm not sure how they can fix. I'm not like very good at game tweaking, but I think they just need to tweak it a little bit, add like a few buffs here and there, and see how that works, because I'm not all too sure. And simply, I think they should just add a little bit more to the maps, make it a little bit more interesting. Because right now it's just a snowy wasteland, and that's cool and all. It's just that, like, it feels very boring and drab to, like, walk around and like, you know, interact with. So I would like there to be areas that are just, like, forested off or something, and just add a little bit more biome diversity to this. That could be really interesting. Like, one of my favorite parts of playing this game, which I don't know if I have it recorded, but if I do, I'll show it here, is the fucking ice. And it was really interesting to do, like, missions out in the ice. and I really wish there was more like this because it's really fun to see these like different areas that you can like fight around in. But other than that, I really love this game. When it comes out of early access, I can't wait to play it some more. I've had so much fun with my friends playing it, and I really hope you buy it sometime. Like, it's a really good game, and I hope you can have fun with your friends while playing it. But yeah, that's about it. Have a great day.